To order at 12 p.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. Can we please stand for the pledge? To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Could I have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only? Okie dokie. Okay, motions, area, agency on aging.
The first one is 18-3010, a motion to reclassify the following: a title change and increase for administrative officer to administrative officer 2, from a salary of $63,872 to $67,065. A title change and increase for an aging care manager 2 to aging care manager 3, from a salary of $31,350 to $31,500. Mr. Jason Kovulich, our Director of Area Agency on Aging, is here to explain the reasons that we must do this at this time. Jason?
Yes. Each of the following changes are made specifically because we would need to remain in compliance with civil service. Currently, our first item...
You need to talk louder, Jason, because I can't even hear you.
Okay. I think it's on. Okay, the two items that are at
Here you
hand
go.
are on specifically to remain in compliance with our civil service regulations. The first worker, who is the first item on our agenda, has been working out of class for nearly 3 years. In her current class, she is not allowed to supervise individuals, and right now, for the last 3 years, she's been supervising a unit of 5. In order to be in compliance with civil service and continue to not have any issues with our reimbursement, we would need to move her to the appropriate administrative class. That's what we're doing there. She's also been with the county since the 1980s, and she's an exceptional worker. The second change is to another existing position. In order to allow workers to do protective service work and investigatory work on abuse cases, we need to change their title to Aging Care Manager 3, okay, which is the appropriate title. The Department of Aging and the Civil Service set what workers can do what work. Currently, we don't have enough workers doing protective service work, so we have to change one of our current complement to meet that need and that regulation.
Okay, does the board have any questions?
Yeah, I thought that this was done because we had to increase the salaries because the union salaries were...
That's the next item on the agenda.
Okay, so then why are you... This is that Administrative Office 1?
Yes.
Okay, because I had noticed they were on there twice.
That's because she, as an administrator, would have fallen into the increases that the next item will bring in.
So she went from 63.8 to 60, you wanted to give her a 2% raise to 64.5. And then you have another one up on top where she goes from 63.8 to 67, which is a 5% increase.
That has been the agency practice since the agency existed. When you move up a classification in civil service, it is a 5% raise for each classification.
But it wasn't changed she went from Administrative 1 to Administrative 2 on the second one, but on the first one, it doesn't say what happened. It just said it was an increase of 2%.
That 0.5 for the 2 years is the retro pay that she would have been owed for being in her position. They're two separate items, Commissioner.
So she's getting 7% increase?
She's getting, well, after she gets her full raise, after she gets the raise that she's entitled to as an administrator, her new adjustment would be 5% on to the correct salary.
And she got a 2.5% raise this year with everybody else in the county?
The administrators and supervisors had 2% raises for the last 2 years, yes.
And this is only happening because of the fact that the unions, is that why?
No, this has nothing to do with the union, this item here. This only has to do with us remaining in compliance for civil service. Right now, we're out of compliance, and when you're out of compliance with
Why are
civil
you out of
ser-
compliance?
Because she's supervising 5 individuals, and her current class code does not allow her to supervise anyone. So that
Under an
means
administrative class code?
Administrator 1 in the Department of Aging does not allow you to supervise individuals. If she's not an Administrator 1 and we have to have those individuals supervised, then I have to create another supervisor to supervise those individuals, which is one of the positions that we're actually eliminating. We're giving her changing her class title so we can eliminate a vacancy and not have to and not have two employees doing a job.
Okay, can I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
No.
Aye.
Okay, two ayes and a, okay, three ayes.
3011, this is a motion to increase the following. Aging care manager supervisor from a salary of $55,827 to $56,099. And aging care manager supervisor 3 from a salary of $66,635 $66,960. An aging care manager supervisor 2 from a salary of $56,080 to $56,629. An aging care manager supervisor 1 from a salary of $59,393 to $59,974. An aging care manager supervisor 1 from a salary of $42,025 to $42,436. An aging care manager supervisor 1 from a salary of $42,971 to $43,391. An administrative officer 1 from a salary of $67,056 to $67,727. An administrative officer 2 from a salary of $67,705 to $68,382. On the question, Mr. Kavulich, would you explain these again, please?
These raises are for our administrative staff and our supervisors so that they remain on the same level of increases as our workers. Currently, they are receiving a 2.5% raise, and the workers are receiving a 3% raise. If we don't maintain parity, at some point we will have to come back and adjust the supervisors' salaries, which creates complications with the Department of Aging. They do not want to see large increases on at any given year. So if we get behind the worker's salary again and we have to adjust the supervisor's salary, the Department of Aging will not look favorably upon that and that budget adjustment.
Isn't it true that we can do better union negotiations and not have this occur in the first place?
I don't believe that we did poor union negotiations. I think the raises were fair, and our employees absolutely deserve them, and that they're already not being paid comparably to some people in their profession as it is.
But they're government workers. They're not, I mean, they get excellent benefits that the public doesn't get.
I agree, Commissioner.
They're,
They are compensated as the professionals that they are and at a fair rate. And when you look at the aging complement and the aging workers, their salaries are roughly $6,000 behind those of
do you know how much we pay for our benefits here at the county?
Yes, I do.
How much do we pay for our benefits for a single
Someone like me
person?
would be roughly about $18,000.
Are you family or single?
I'm single.
Yes, 18,000 for a single person, not family. That's $18,000 on top of their salary.
Correct.
But in order for us to maintain our funding from the state, we have to have some form of equity, parity in the differences in the supervisors as opposed to the employees.
No, that's not what he said. What he said was,
That is what he said.
I thought you said that they didn't want to see a big increase at one time.
So the Department of Aging doesn't look favorably when we have to adjust salaries and have
Right, when we have to adjust salaries, not that they're different from the workers. They don't look at the
At
differences.
some point, we would get behind, like we did the last time we had to do the large increases,
Based on your perception as a department head.
based on the reality of what we've had to do in the last
Because
20
of the
years that I've
department
been-
heads, they felt that they were necessary, right?
20 years that I've been part of the Department of Human Services, this is the corrections that have to be made. This is to prevent mistakes we've made in the past from happening in future administrations.
Jason,
Mistakes
could we
made-
lose
What do you
funding
mean
on this?
mistakes made? What mistakes?
By not keeping the supervisor salary on the same level as the workers, the supervisors have gotten further behind on their pay, and therefore the positions aren't as attractive, and therefore we have an issue.
Are you
getting
telling me that
supervisors.
we have workers that make $67,000 a year that are our social workers in the field? Is that
in the
case
Department
workers?
of Aging?
Yeah.
No, there's no workers that make that much. But also, those two individuals have been here for 30 years. So their salaries are not.
But they got their raises. They got their raises this year. They got a 2.5, would they get a 2% raise or 2.5?
2.5% raise.
Everybody across the board got a 2.5% raise across the county.
And the workers at Aging got 3%. So
But that's based on a union. That's not, so what?
So in order for fairness to continue to prevail,
Fairness.
yes, fairness. to people that have given 30 years to the county and continue to work daily.
They got a raise, in
Yes.
fairness. They've got a raise. And now this is you're giving a 7% raise to someone here. According to this
different than this.
paperwork.
They're two separate categories.
Well, they're listed again down here under Administrative Officer 1 and Administrative
More
Officer
than
2.
one administrative officer, one at the office, that's a separate employee.
It doesn't matter. You're going from 6756 to 67.7.
6756 is for another person, and that's their retro to bring them up to parity with the workers' raises.
I know, I keep hearing that from you. I understand
I'm
what
not
you're
gonna
saying.
change my
It's not like,
opinion on it, though.
well, I'm not going to change my opinion. I resent that. Do not
Okay, let's-
stand up there and talk to me in that tone. The fact of the matter is that I am telling you that I don't agree with this. I understand you don't agree with it, but don't stand up there telling me I'm wrong.
Okay, compared to
I don't know who
other,
you people think you are.
compared to other counties, we're behind?
Compared to other counties?
Yes.
Yes.
Our workers do very
Well,
good.
I want to see that in numbers then.
Okay. Okay, can I have a motion? Can I have a motion for the increases? Salaries. Do I have a second? All in favor?
No.
Aye. Okay. Thanks, Jason.
The next motion is, I'm sorry, the next consideration is 18-3012 from the Department of Human Services. This is a motion to reclassify the following: a title change and increase for Accountant 2 to Administrative Officer 2 from a salary of $41,461 to $45,000. A new position of a fiscal technician at a salary of $31,350, and Administrative Officer 1 at a salary of $55,000, and the Assistant Director of Department of Youth and Family Services, Carrie Browning, is here to explain the motion and answer any questions. Thank you, Carrie.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning.
The first individual will be assuming more duties, and so in order to do that, needs to have a reclassification. The second position is a newer position, but they will be aiding the first person in some of those duties, therefore also need a reclassification. And the third individual is actually a demotion from an individual coming from CCIS, coming to work for the Department of Human Services.
Okay.
Are these all the positions that were brought over from CCIS, or that's what I thought we were voting on today?
One of those in this group is a person coming over from CCIS, and then the two individuals on the next page are the remaining ones from
We've
CCIS.
been basically absorbing everyone at this point.
Everyone else is being absorbed. They are the only three that are coming, and one is actually taking a demotion to do so.
Okay.
I
It's
thought
fine.
we had 5. One is a reclassification for
Right.
social service aid. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming over from CCIS?
3. The first one, the increase the accountant to the admin officer, and then the new position of a fiscal tech, they're in human services. They're just reclassifications. They're existing positions right now.
Because I have fiscal tech, fiscal officer, caseworker 2, clerk typist 2, and caseworker supervisor. Were they all, maybe they were on the ones
They
above
may have
then?
been on, yeah.
Oh, because I would have voted for those. I wish they had kept those all together, because these I'm voting in favor of, so I don't know why they separated them in
Okay.
to the,
I don't know what your,
I'm looking at a sheet from our work session.
I think you thought there was 2 more. I thought there was 2 more, too.
There was 5. There was fiscal tech, fiscal officer, caseworker 2, clerk typist 2, caseworker supervisor, and social service aide 1 was a reclassification, but
the only one, for children and youth services or Office of Youth and Family, it's a fiscal tech
okay,
and a clerk typist 2.
okay,
Those positions we're absorbing from CCIS.
right.
And then under the Department of Human Services, the admin officer 1 is someone that we're absorbing from CCIS and is taking a demotion. And then the other 2, the admin officer 2 and the fiscal tech are reclassifications of existing workers.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I have a motion to reclassify?
I'll make a motion for that.
Or a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 18-3013.
This is a motion to create the following positions: a fiscal technician at a salary of $41,223, a clerk typist 2 at a salary of $26,368, and the Assistant Director of Children and Youth, Carrie Browning, is here to explain the motion and answer any questions.
So these two individuals are being absorbed from CCIS into the Office of Youth and Family Services.
Yes, okay. I don't know, something's
So
not
Carrie, how
right
will this be?
on
There'll just
how
be a
they
skeleton
put up
crew over
here.
there for the next month, and then
This isn't
they'll all
put
be
together
absorbed?
correctly.
They're weaning out. We actually have some interns helping out with
Okay.
things over there, so, yeah.
Okay, good.
You have
Does the
these-
board have any questions? Can I have a motion to create the following positions? Can I have a motion?
Yes, I'll make a
Can I have a
motion.
second? All in favor? Aye. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you.
Opportunity for the public to address the board.
Something
members-
happened here that's
members-
not right.
okay.
Something's not right here. It's not, it wasn't put together correctly. I hate to say this, but it wasn't put to correct, what's going on here?
I may have made a mistake when I was dealing with the people putting it together. If you point it out, I'll try and get it corrected.
There's been a couple positions that, when I spoke to Bill Browning, like these have been.
The eliminated positions, that's what it was. There was no mention of the eliminated positions to make up for the money that I just voted yes on, because that's why I voted yes.
Commissioner, that would be my fault. First of all, I apologize if I seem disrespectful. When we speak about my employees, I tend to get passionate. They work very hard for me. They work very hard for all of us, and they always have my back, so I have theirs.
And they're my employees too, so I understand.
So I apologize if you felt I was being disrespectful. I did not intend to be.
Thank you.
But as far as the eliminated positions, there are 3 eliminated positions that we are going to have. I will not be replacing the clerical supervisor, who one of the adjustments will eliminate the need to replace that employee. I will be eliminating a clerical worker as well. And also, we will not, after the retirement of one of our RNs, we will
Yeah.
not be replacing that employee as well either.
Okay, because I want to make sure that that's on the record for our finance office, because what happened in the DA's office was, it was kept in the books, and then another DA came in and used the same office, and we're not saving. So this, I want to make sure that is taken out.
And it's
if-
and it's critical for our budget that we not replace them too, Commissioner, so it will not happen as long as.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner, if I may.
Yes.
We've already spoken to the payroll department, who manages the seniority listing.
Yes.
And as soon as CCIS wraps up business at the end of June, all of those positions will eliminate. And as soon as all 3 of these positions in aging are vacant, we're going to eliminate those positions. So they'll be taken off of the seniority list immediately.
Okay, great. Can I get a copy of those as soon as that's done, please?
Copy of,
Of when they're, before and after, but the seniority.
I
is
will get
before
you a
and-
copy of
Thank you
those,
very
yes.
much. I appreciate that.
Okay. Members of other business, anyone from the board? I would just like to personally thank Children's Youth Services and Area Aging. I'm on the elevators with them every day. The jobs aren't easy. They do a fabulous job. I'd like to thank them for what they do every single day on behalf of our citizens, making sure they're safe. Because, you know, if we can't take care of our aging and our children, you know, I mean, there's no one else, you know, I mean, they do God's work. So I'd like to just thank both departments.
Well, I mean, Commissioner, I'm a product of the foster care system. I understand the work they do, and I appreciate the work they do too. But we're talking about administrative offices that are trying to keep up with union increases, and I just don't disagree with that premise. I think that there's an issue there, and it's always going to be the same. There's always going to be a problem, and that's just the bottom line. It's just going to always continue to spiral down uphill with these increases all the time. It's just going to be the same over and over and over and over again. Nothing changes. Nothing.
This had nothing to do
changes.
with the administration. This is just a fact.
Some of them did.
They do a great job. I know
The
it's not
administrative
easy, so
raises did.
I'd like to thank everyone for what they do. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Or a second?
Second.
All in favor? Thanks.